This is the part 3 of the 3-part series for Strategic Planning 2025. For the part 3 series, or the third part of the 3-part series, today we're going to talk about when things don't go as planned, what we're going to do. Part 1, we talk about defining what you want for your business and your personal life. And I talk about being extremely intentional and be as detailed as possible, writing down the actual numbers, like financial numbers that you want to achieve for 2025. And when it comes to time freedom, I also talk about really thinking about blocking on your calendar those vacations that you want to take, which are the non-negotiable vacations. I gave you some examples of how I block my calendar, and also how many hours you want to work and what are those times. I want you to be as detailed as possible. So when you come to the execution plan, you will know exactly the numbers that you need to hit and also the hours that you have blocked aside to work and for play. And then part 2 of the 3-part series, we talk about setting realistic goals, okay? Realistic goal settings. We look into what you have listed in the part 1 series, all right, which is the numbers that you define for your financial goals and the hours you want to work. Now, part 2 is to execute the plan. How many hours do you really have your resources? How much money do you really have right now to be able to invest in your business? That will determine whether do you need to do sweat equity, or can you actually hire some part-time help or contractors help, and to also invest in paid leads platform or invest in ads so you don't have to spend so much sweat equity. We talk about your personality. Even though you may have sweat equity, you may be able to do or invest in sweat equity. That means you invest your time. But if your personality is not an outgoing personality and doing in-person networking events and doing videos, appearing on social media is not your thing, then you may need to save up to hire somebody to create more content for you that you are uncomfortable, where you are uncomfortable to show your face, okay? Or you may have to explore different types of marketing where it doesn't create friction to your personality. So in this case, if you are not going to do in-person networking events because you're not an outgoing person, and you also have a hard time on social media creating content or doing videos and reels, then you will have to consider putting aside some money to invest in paid leads platform, because you may have the time, but you may not have the personality to execute what you need to do, okay? We talk about that. We talk about your current stage in life. Where are you currently in your life? What are your obligations? What can you automate, delegate, and delete so that you cannot use the excuse of, I don't have time to work on my business, okay? I talk about being realistic about the income you want versus how much time and knowledge and resources do you have that can actually help you or you can use to execute your marketing plan and sales plan to get that financial income that you want. That's all about, it's all about execution, weighing the pros and cons of each type of marketing plan and evaluating your current life or your stage in life to set realistic goals based on what you put in the part 1 series, how much money you want to make, versus based on your existing resources, how much time and money can you actually invest in your business to achieve the results that you want to achieve in that period of time. Okay, in summary, that's part 2. So the last part, the part 3 series of the 3-part series for Strategic Planning 2025, we're going to put it all together in a sense that you already have a definite number of money, in financial terms, a financial number you already have in mind how much you want to make for 2025. And you also have an idea how much time you can invest to work on your business to make the money that you want to work. So everything is in motion. Now, what happens when things don't go as planned? So this is what we're going to talk about in the part 3 series. At the very beginning of your execution, okay, I would say the first month, which is January, all right, the first month, everyone starts off with super high spirit, very motivated, very inspired, and hopefully they are not stuck in the zone of being a perfectionist. That means they're constantly still in part 2, which is in the planning stage and not taking action. Okay, so this is what happens when you delay taking action and then things don't go as planned, because now you have less time to execute because you took so long to plan, but never take action. And then finally, when you take the action, you have very little time left to evaluate the results. So instead of taking action in January, you take the action in April or June. So you only have 6 months to actually do what you need to do to get the results that you want. So instead of you have 1 whole year to execute the plan, refine your plan, analyze data, refine your plan, take action with the refined plan, and tweak along the way, you have 1 whole year to make mistakes. Put it this way, you have 1 whole year to make mistakes. Now you only have half a year to allow yourself to make mistakes. So that's one thing that I want to highlight immediately. Do not be stuck in the I want to make it perfect zone, because if you work in your head, nobody knows whether it's perfect or not except you, but you are not the buyer. Okay, your buyer will determine whether what you're putting out there is going to attract people to want to pay for what you are selling. You are not the one who's buying, you're the one who's selling. So you can use yourself as a gauge whether is this good enough to be out in the market. You will only know once you put it on the market, and then you collect data, collect feedback. Okay, I want to say it immediately. Okay, so now you have an idea. Part 1 series, you have an idea. Part 2, you have a plan. Okay, part 3, what do you need in order to make sure that the plan goes well? And then what happens when things don't go well? Now, in the part 2 series, one thing that I did not talk about is the belief system, the manifestation and the belief, okay? When you manifest, right, a lot of the people in the online space talk about you need to manifest. When you manifest, you send out positive vibes and thoughts, and the universe will give it to you. Yes, that's step 1. That means you're ordering what you want from the universe, and the universe will give to you. That's what a lot of manifestation coach will tell you. You need to manifest, you need to think positive thoughts, because you give out positive vibes and the universe will clear the path for you. Yes, that happens. But in order for that to happen, you need to truly believe that the universe is going to give to you. And unfortunately, a lot of people fail to believe 100%, 1,000% that they will get what they manifest. All right. Therefore, we need to manifest with the strong belief that we're going to get it. But being a realistic person, and you probably grow up in an environment, majority of us, that your parents will tell you stop being a dreamer, okay? Let's be realistic, let's be practical, let's work hard, let's have a plan, okay? And I'm not going to tell you that they are wrong. In fact, they are right. So for me, how do I do it? I manifest, I believe that this is going to happen. But I am not going to allow, and actually not but, and I'm not going to allow myself to think about what if I fail, okay? I'm not going to think about what if I fail? What if nobody wants to buy? When I manifest something, I have this strong belief that, of course, everybody will want my service. Of course, everybody will love what I have to say or what I have to sell, and everybody will pay the price that I want them to pay. That's the belief when I think about how to execute my plan. Now, are there moments that I don't believe that this is not going to happen? No. There is not a moment that I don't believe this is not going to happen. Okay? There is not a moment. I know it sounds really ridiculous for me to say that, but let me explain to you why. Because I am wrapped in this bubble, okay? And I would urge you to try this method. All right? And when we talk about when things don't go as planned, this is to prepare you when things don't go as planned, and we got to have a plan for that. But my role here in part 2, okay, of the 3-part series is when I execute the plan, I need to have this belief that it's going to happen. When I believe that this is going to happen, I'm in this bubble that I put myself in, that I believe that this is going to happen. Everybody's going to buy what I have to sell. And when I execute the plan, I don't think about what if things go wrong. I don't think about what if things go right. I just do it. I do, and I have no expectation. When I say no expectation, that means I already know it's going to happen. Okay? So you may challenge me by saying that, yeah, but that's your expectation. That's your expectation that it's going to happen. Now, when I say no expectation, that means I don't tell myself that it's going to happen at this time, on this date, and at this amount. I tell myself it's going to happen. Okay? It's going to happen. Yes, I want it to happen in 2025, and I send out the vibration to the universe that yes, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen in 2025. All right? And this is my action plan, and my action plan is going to work. How it's going to work and what are the results? I don't think about it, because I know it's going to happen eventually at the end of the day. If it doesn't happen in 2025, okay, so be it. But I have a plan, and it's going to happen eventually. And I go in with a mind of curiosity and a mind of emptiness. When I say emptiness, that means whatever comes, I just believe that this is part of the journey. That's what I meant by expectation. I don't have an expected outcome along the way. Okay? I know the end goal is what I manifest in part 1 of the 3-part series, the numbers and the freedom, money and time freedom. What I manifest, I truly believe that I can achieve it because I have a plan which I put together in part 2. So part 3, I know it's going to happen, and I don't have any expected outcome during the execution. When you don't have an expected outcome during the execution, whatever the outcome is, it just is. Okay? It just is. Don't attach any meaning to it. It just is. It's data. All right? It's data. And this is what we are going to use in order to refine our plan. So this part is extremely important. I want you, when you are executing your plan in part 2 and you are in part 3, you cannot tell yourself that I expect this outcome in the first month, second month, third month. You have a goal, sure, but you cannot be so rigid that when the outcome or the result is not what you expected, all right? And it can go both ways, okay? The outcome could be better than what you expect, or it can be less than what you expect. But do not attach any meaning to the outcome. It's just an outcome. And you can decide what to do with the outcome. So if the outcome is super positive, fantastic, that means your plan is working. Then you are going to refine your plan to see what can you do better or do more to continue with that trajectory. If the outcome is less than what you expect, then you need to look at what do you need to replace, or what do you need to do better. So it's not do more, okay? It's no longer do more. It's what do you need to replace and what can you do better in order to achieve the outcome that you want. So it's not like, oh, this is not going as planned. So I do not want you to attach a meaning to it if the outcome is not what you desire and say that this is not going as planned, okay? So let's go back to the core topic for part 3. What happens when don't go as planned? And I want you to go through this step-by-step process. And I want to credit this particular book that I came across that is probably one of the most straightforward way of explaining why things don't go as planned. And then I'm going to give you a strategy. What do you do when things don't go as planned? Okay. So this book that I'm talking about is using this ABCDE model. And the book is called Learn Optimism. Okay. Learn Optimism, How to Change Your Mind in Your Life. And the author is Martin E.P. Seligman. Okay. Seligman, S-E-L-I-G-M-A-N. And I came across this book and I was reading it and I was like, wow, this is so simple, yet so, it's so profound, yet it's so simple, and vice versa. Okay. Remember, I was talking about part 2, you have to execute the plan, but you have to execute the plan with belief. Okay. Ultimately, it goes down to the belief system. So this is what the ABCDE plan is all about when your belief is being challenged, which is when it comes to second month, third month, after the third month. So first month, you execute with a lot of enthusiasm and inspiration. Okay. Second month, you may not see the results that you want, but it's still quite early in the game. So you continue to plug along, you continue to do what you're supposed to do, you follow the plan. And then 3 months later, the third month, you still don't see the results. That is when your little voice inside you, if you don't learn to manage that little voice is going to come in and threaten your belief and your dreams that, are you sure you can actually do this? Okay. Especially for first-time entrepreneurs, when you're doing things that you haven't done before, your learning curve is very steep. And that little voice is going to threaten to squish out your fire, your motivation, your inspiration by telling you that, wow, you did it for 3 months and nothing's happening. So it's safer and more practical to just stick to what you used to do, which is your 9 to 5, and be happy with it because you try it and it didn't work. Okay. So this ABCDE plan model is going to help you to manage that little voice. When I say manage, I didn't say completely eliminate that little voice, because that little voice will still come out at every stage in your business. I'm not going to lie to you, because even when you are making the money that you want to make, the next stage is you want to make more. And then the little voice is going to threaten you again and say that, oh, you're already making enough. You already achieved something. Why do you want to put yourself through the ringer and go work so much more. And what if you fail and then you lose the money that you make? Okay. So all these are the things that entrepreneurs think about when they reach to a certain level. So I'm letting you see into the future. Okay, so let's talk about the ABCDE plan. When things don't go as planned. Okay, so now, if you are not getting the results that you want, when things don't go as planned, and you're not getting the results that you want, you need to first and foremost identify what exactly is the problem. All right. So if you're not seeing your marketing efforts being recognized, okay, that means you're not gaining visibility, and you have been posting, you have been going to a networking event, but it seems like nobody seems to your visibility is still very small. Nobody seems to be seeing your posts. All right. Or you are getting some inquiries, but you are not able to turn them into paid clients. So what happened here? So let's use this example that you are getting some leads. Okay. People are inquiring about your services. Okay. But you cannot turn them into leads, into paid sales. You have the leads come in, but you're not turning them into paid sales. So you must identify what is the problem. So this is the problem, okay? You cannot turn them into paying clients. So the A, right, the ABCDE model, the A is you need to identify the challenge. What exactly is the challenge? Challenge is I cannot convert. That's the challenge. B, okay, the ABCDE plan, the B stands for you need to examine your beliefs about this challenge. Okay, what is your belief? Why can't you turn them into paying leads? What is the belief that you have about yourself? That I'm not good in sales, that's why I cannot convert. That could be a belief. And I'll tell you that this belief is very common. I have a lot of creatives in the events field tell me that I'm very good in creating designs, planning, decorating. But when it comes to sales, I just can't do it. This is their belief. Or they feel that sales is icky. They feel that asking for money or asking people to pay what you want them to pay is like robbing them. Okay? You may be believing that you're charging too much. That's why nobody is buying. You're too expensive. So when you go into the sales conversation, you are hesitant. You're not confident in delivering your price. You are not confident in telling them that you can actually do what they ask you to do, right? That you have the knowledge, the experience to be able to execute that vision. Therefore, they should pay you this much money. You have to identify what are you saying to yourself every time you get a no, okay? Every time you cannot convert, what is the little voice saying about you that is affirming that's why you cannot convert? Because you're bad in sales, because you're charging too much, because you're not experienced enough, because your marketing is not perfect enough. So you have to identify what is the belief or what are the things that you're saying to yourself, okay, that may not be supported by evidence, okay, or 100% not supported by evidence, because every single belief, it has to be supported by evidence to say that this is actually a problem. It is not my negative belief, okay? So you need to identify the beliefs that is causing or subconsciously causing the challenge, okay? Now, C, the ABCDE model, what does the C stand for? C stands for consequences, all right? Consider the consequences of those beliefs. So now, you identify the challenge, you identify the negative self-talks, okay, that that is going on in your brain. You identify them already. I suggest that you write them all down, okay? Do not just think about it, but write it all down so that you can challenge every single one. And then C, this is the part that you have to consider the consequences of those beliefs. What do I mean by that? When you write it down, when you say that I am not good in sales, okay, what is the consequence by having this belief? When you think that you're not good in sales, what are the consequences? The consequence would be when you talk about sales, when you talk about money, when you talk about your expertise, when you talk about why they need to pay you this much, you appear very timid. You appear not confident. And when you don't appear confident, people will not trust you to do the job and they wouldn't pay you. So the consequence is they don't trust you. They don't trust that you can actually do it. They will try to nickel and dime you. They will ask you to, because they smell blood, okay? They feel that you are not confident. Therefore, they shouldn't pay you what you ask them to pay. So they're going to chew you down. They're going to say, give me a discount. So then you realize that you cannot give them a discount and you stand firm in your price, but you do not have the confidence to stand firm in your price, and the other person wouldn't want to pay you. So ultimately, you don't get the sales. So every single negative self-talk that you have to put what is the direct consequences and then what is the end consequence. The end consequence we all know is you are not getting the sales. Okay? But the direct consequence are more of the subconscious thoughts. Okay, the possibility that could lead to the end result that you do not want. Okay, not appearing confident is the subtle or subconscious consequence that could lead to you're not confident. That's why they don't trust you, and then they don't pay you. So you need to do these steps. All right. So then we come into the D of the ABCDE, disputation. You need to dispute the belief, okay? That means every single negative thought, you need to tell yourself that's not true, and you have to find the evidence. Now, if you have not sold something before, and you have not made a sale before, you may not have the evidence to support that. But I'm a good salesperson, okay? You may not have the evidence to say that I'm a good salesperson because you have not made a sale before. So you may find it difficult to dispute the belief that I'm not a good salesperson. But I want you to go back into your not your business life, but your personal life and in your corporate life, okay? A salesperson is good in sales because they are good in persuasion. They are good in supporting facts. They are good in winning people over. They have very good people skill in terms of listening, in terms of identifying a problem, in terms of giving solution. So you ask yourself, in your personal life and also at work, are you a person who have good people skills? Are you a person who's able to persuade people to do things when they say no, especially when you have little ones, okay? Or you work in an environment that you have people who sometimes do not go along, and you need them to become a good team player. How do you use your people skill to show them the end result is desirable, and how can you support them to come to the other side, which is taking the decision that you want them to take, to become a good team player, to do certain things that they have to do, which is their responsibility. How did you convince them in the work environment that they have to do it, that they end up doing it willingly and became a good team player, and you had a good end result? How did you persuade your significant other to go somewhere without confrontational, without sounding confident and fun and inspiring them with excitement? Okay, just like when you're talking to a child, they don't want to eat vegetable, okay, or they don't want to do their homework, they don't want to clean their room. So what do you say to them? without using negative consequences. What do you say to them? With persuasion, with positive reinforcement, positive outcome, that you convince them or you persuade them to come to a decision that's favorable to you. So you are going to draw from your personal life and your business life to support the belief that you are a bad salesperson. Now, if you have had sales before, okay, so you're no longer a newbie business owner and you're listening to this, you're trying to apply this strategy, you have had sales before, but now you're having a super dry spell. How do you dispute that belief? Now you are going to dispute the belief that, hey, I've done sales before. People have paid the price that I want them to pay. So I can do it. If I can do it once, I can do it twice. So now you're going to start thinking about, okay, how come I'm having a dry spell? So you're going to dispute the belief that you are a bad salesperson by saying that I have done sales before. In my corporate life, I'm a very good salesperson. You actually are in sales, okay? You're in a sales position, you could sell. So why can't you sell here, right? The belief is, but now it's like they're buying something from you, not from your company. Well, you are more valuable. Your services are more valuable than what your company that you're working for is selling in a different perspective, okay? It's still you selling it. The salesperson has not changed. That's why they say a good salesperson can sell snow to a snowman, to a snowman. So it doesn't matter what you're selling. You are good, okay? I know that because I've sold different things in my entire life and I've always been a good salesperson. It doesn't matter what I'm selling. A salesperson can sell when they can give solid solution to solve a problem and you can articulate the solution so clearly that your buyer can see that you confidently can solve the problem. They can trust you to solve the problem. But not only that, but you also inspire them in the outcome, okay? So it's no longer just problem solving, but you are able to inspire them with excitement that once the problem is solved, we're going to have all this excitement, we're going to have this event and it's going to be fantastic. So a salesperson have two skills, which is you need to be able to problem solve, instill confidence and trust. But at the same time, you need to be able to inspire them with so much excitement that they need this problem to be solved and they need this problem to be solved by you. So you need to think about how did you close a sale previously in your business, especially a high ticket sales. If you have not sold things at that price range that you're trying to sell now and you're getting a no, just know that it's normal, okay? You will eventually get a yes because there's always going to be that one buyer who's going to say yes after 100 no's. I know that because I did that before. All right. The most important thing is do not lose the belief that you can sell it. There's always going to be that one buyer. Okay. So draw back to your past sales experience in your business. Like, how did you sell? How did you qualify them correctly? Did you sell confidently? Did you excite them? So think about how did you close that sale? Think about those sales conversation and then ask yourself, right? When you say that I'm not a good salesperson, no, you have to dispute that. All right. Okay. So now let's go to the E. Okay. Which is the ABCDE, the ABCDE model. So the E stands for effect. Evaluate the effect of changing your beliefs. Okay. Evaluate the effect of changing your beliefs. So now you have gone through the ABCDE model. A, identify the challenge. B, you have to believe. You have to examine the belief that you had that is causing that problem. C, you have to identify the consequences of continuing to keep that belief. D, you have to find evidence to dispute that belief is a wrong belief, why you should not continue to have that belief. And E, you take action, okay? And you take action to dispute the belief, all right? Which is to execute the plan differently. Now, really take the emotions out, look at data, look at evidence, and then evaluate what has changed. Once you change that belief, what are the results now that you change your belief? Okay, so this is the ABCDE model. All right, this is an exercise that takes time and patience. And that's why there's only 1% who makes the money that the 99% people will want to make, because 99% of the people do not have the patience, the resilience, and the belief that this will work to go through this exercise. All right. So you want to be that 1%, you need to be patient. You need to trust the process, and you need to do the work. So that's why I give you the ABCDE model. Again, this is from the book called Learn Optimism. All right. And the author is Martin, capital E, capital P, that his initial, Seligman. I want to give him credit for this, Seligman. And the title of the book is How to Change Your Mind and Your Life. Okay. Learn Optimism, how to change your mind and your life. So go through this whole process. Okay. Now, after you have gone through this process, you're going to ask yourself some soul-searching questions, such as, and I'm going to give you some example. Okay. You need to redefine what exactly is wealthy, because everyone who says they don't want to be an entrepreneur is because they want to make money, right? They want to make money at their own terms. So I want you to define what exactly is wealthy. When you look at your outcome, okay, when you look at your outcome, does the number that you achieve, do you consider that wealthy? Okay. Or is time freedom more important than financial goal? I'm going to give you an example. I have had, okay, let's say 2022, we have our record-breaking year, okay? We are wealthy in terms of the financial terms. We made a lot of money in our business, okay, in my business. A lot of money, wealthy financial terms. But remember, part one of the three-part series is to define what exactly is time freedom and what exactly is financial freedom. I surpassed the financial freedom that I have listed for myself for 2022. So I definitely check that box. But the time freedom, no. I did not achieve the time freedom because I was working so much to the point of burning out, almost burning out. Actually, I did burn out, okay? Burning out. So I did not achieve that. So I reset that in 2023 and 2024. And my wealthy became a better balance, okay? A better balance of financial wealth and time freedom. So I did adjust my financial goal for 2023 and 2024 to be less aggressive than 2022. But it is still a number that I can sustain my lifestyle and to be able to have some savings and pay my bills and sustain my lifestyle. But I work a lot less, okay? So I then have the time freedom. So in reality, I may make less money, but I had a great balance of financial wealth and time freedom. Okay? Now, some of you who are listening to this or watching this may say that, but my manifestation coach said to me, I can have it all. Okay? Oprah will tell you, you can have it all, but not all at the same time. All right? Sometimes I have to agree to what she has to say. And I also agree with the manifestation coaches who say you can have it all. How are we going to have it all? You need to be super disciplined to do these two things. Number one, you can have both if you are willing to increase your fees so you work less and make more. Okay? Increase your fees so that you work less and make more. B, hire help so you can have more sales in quantity instead of quality. So A is you can work less and make more, okay? So you can still have the financial wealth. Like for me, I could still make the amount of money that I want to make in 2022. I want to make the same amount of money in 2023 and 2024 as compared to 2022. If let's say I make $500,000 in 2022 and I want to make the same amount for 2023 and 2024, but I want to work a lot less, how is that possible? I can increase my fees tremendously. So I have less client, but so I have less client, so I work less, right? Naturally, but I'm still making the same amount of money. I could do that. Now, that poses a problem for many people because now instead of charging 10,000, now you have to charge 20, 30,000. Some people may not have the belief that they can do that, okay, in a short period of time. So when they don't have the belief that they can charge that much, suddenly you have a big price jump. You again, right? This belief is going to show up in your conversation. So what happens? You can have a medium. Like for me, what did I do? I did not double my rates or triple my rates. I increased my rate 20 to 30%. So it doesn't shake my belief that much. Okay. But I still make more per client, but not double and triple. So I do not shake my belief to the point that I cannot convert a sale. So I increased my fee by 20 to 30%. So I make 20 to 30% more and I work less. That's my happy medium. Okay. Now, what's the other solution? Is you don't increase your fee, but you sell a lot more. But you gotta have a team to sell for you, or you automate certain process. Okay. You sell a lot more by hiring more people to sell for you, but you have to do your numbers so that you still end up making more after paying the higher. Okay. And you try to automate certain process so that you spend less time in having to sell all those quantities. Okay. So you can have both, but you need to really target on these two actions. All right. So choose which one works better for you. Okay. And I also want to talk about when things don't go as planned, right? It's only when things don't go as planned, this statement only happens when you, again, attach a certain outcome or expectation. When you are open to all kinds of possibility, and the irony is this, when you're open to all kinds of possibility, that means you don't have an expected outcome, all right, that things should happen this way by this time. You're open to anything can happen, and anything can happen at any point in time, all right? So you go in with a mind of curiosity and fun, inquisitiveness, like, oh, so okay, so this is happening. You just embrace what comes. The interesting thing is when you are open that like this, okay, with no fixed expectation, you're open to all kinds of possibility. The final outcome, a lot of times, is what you desire. Okay. And sometimes it also happens in the time frame that you want it to happen, because you are now going with the flow. Okay. You are now going with the flow. You have this energy of, okay, all right, this happened, so let's do this. You're open to taking action. You're open to analyzing data. You are not shut. You do not shut yourself in a mindset that you do not close yourself up in a mindset that, but it should happen this way. It should show this way. Why isn't it showing? So you are going in the hard way. You're banging your head against the wall. But if you are fluid, okay, you tend to be more open to opinions, suggestions, solutions, and let's try it out. All right. And that is, at the end of the day, how you can go with the flow and take action with less resistance. Okay. So here, it is okay to readjust your income goal, which is exactly what I did for 2023 and 2024. And I feel that I live so much more fulfilled. Okay. The numbers, right? The financial numbers just dip a little, but I'm really living a wealthy life. In 2022, I was living a financial wealthy life, but I wasn't living life. In 2023 and 2024, I am living a balanced, wealthy life. My definition of wealthy is to be able to pay my bills, maintain my lifestyle, and also spend time with my family and do the things that's important to me and my family. I had a better balance, okay? I had a better balance. Now, 2025 comes. I'm trying to recalibrate. Can I increase the financial goal a little bit more and yet not sacrifice my financial freedom? That's the beauty of entrepreneurship. You are constantly recalibrating, constantly evaluating, shifting, going with the flow, because your priorities may change, right? Life throws you curveballs. So you can never travel a straight road in life. You need to be flexible. Entrepreneurship will test you on how flexible and adaptable you are. So in this case, I want you to know that it is okay to readjust your income goal. If you are unable to do what you say you want to do, okay, in part 1 and part 2, but you must at least, okay, at the end of the day, gain the time freedom, okay? You must at least gain the time freedom to spend time with your time and with your loved ones and for yourself, because time is the most expensive resource that we cannot get back, okay? And your financial, when you readjust your income goal, okay, when you readjust your income goal, it has to respect your time freedom. That's priority number 1. Priority number 1A, I'm not going to call it number 2 because it's as important as time freedom, is your income goal must be able to pay your bills and save and have your mandatory vacation, okay? Mandatory vacation, your savings and mandatory vacation, and pay your bills. All the other luxury stuff, maybe we can put it as when you're ready to stretch your goal a little bit more. So for me, 2023 and 2024 is a year that looks like I stopped buying that many luxury items. I still allow myself some luxury, which is getting my massage every month, every 6 weeks. I still allow the luxury of my personal sabbatical, okay? The things that I did not sacrifice is the mandatory vacation, which are my 4 vacations with my family: June, December, March, and summer months. Those are the mandatory vacations. I did not sacrifice that. If I have to make sacrifices, was I bought less luxury item. I was a little bit more intentional on how I spend my money because I wasn't making as much, but I was still making enough for me to do what I really want to do with my family that honors my credo of why I have a business: time freedom, financial freedom. All the others are gravy and bonus, okay? And I will wait for the season in my life that I feel the fire. I want to fan the fire and I want it to be blazing, where I can function like how I used to function, how I functioned in 2022, where I was like all out, okay? But now I learned not to burn myself along the way. So I'm trying to recalibrate what is the sweet spot. And I could only do that by taking action, which I did in 2022, 2023, and 2024. So for you, if you are stuck in the perfectionism zone, you don't have any examples to reflect on. You don't have any data to recalibrate, okay, to refine and tweak. That's why I say it's so important for you to take action, okay, in order to gain that financial and the time freedom. All right. So now, to end it all, I want you to know that if you have given it all, you have tried it all, you can truly say to yourself, May, I did everything I could in my ability, and my gut tells me, okay, my gut tells me that, and my spirit is telling me that this is not for me. Entrepreneurship is not for me. I want you to know that there is no shame to make the decision that entrepreneurship is not for you. And it is totally fine to stay as a hobbyist, or don't give yourself a title, okay? Like a term or a title. I don't like that, a label. Or stay in what you used to be, which is you have your 9 to 5. You're happy with your 9 to 5. It's able to pay your bills. You're able to take a vacation here and there. You're able to save some. You didn't have to kill yourself or overwork yourself, sacrificing your energy, your spirit, your vibration, your time with your family to go build this business. You're okay with being number 2. You're okay being a 9 to 5 corporate worker, but you still honor your passion in the events field, and you can still talk to friends and family. You don't have to promote your business. You don't have to promote your passion as a business anymore. You can just do what you love to do. And if people want to pay you, okay, sure, you take the money. So those are extra income. You are not running your passion as a business anymore. You honor your passion as a passion. You do not feel the obligation to turn your passion into profit. It is perfectly fine. In fact, I will tell you that I'm planning to retire in 2 years. Okay? When I turn 50, that means in 2026, I plan to retire in 2026. I plan to just do the events when someone seek me out, and I don't have to go seek the business. If someone refer me a client, I can decide whether I want to do it or not. I do not have to go and build the business anymore. That's my plan, right? Of course, things may change, but this is what I'm sharing with you right now. So I want you to know that there is no shame, okay, that you're not letting yourself down. You're not letting anyone around you down when you decide that this is not for me. I know this could be an ego bust, okay? You're telling everybody, I'm quitting my job. I'm going to pursue my passion and turn it into a profitable business. You make the declaration, and then things didn't go as planned, and you're embarrassed, like, oh my God, I'm such a failure. You know, what will people think of me? Now people will really think that I'm so foolish to even dream of wanting to start a business. You start thinking about all this. What will people say about me, right? We are so afraid of what people say about us that we hang on to things that is obviously not working. And if this is not working out for you, being an entrepreneur is not working out for you, do not continue to live miserably or try to work on your business, because all this will reflect in your marketing, in your sales, conversation, and you will continue to suck, okay? You will continue to fail. And then it sort of reinforces the fact that this is not what you're meant to do. You tried it, you give it all, and it's okay to call it quits. Do not hang on to it because you don't want people to say that you're a quitter. Do not hang on to it because you're afraid of what people will say about you, that you are a dreamer. Who gives a shit? Okay? Because it's your life. Whose happiness is most important? Your happiness. And your happiness is created by you, not given to you by these people. You need to remember that. Your happiness and your fulfillment is created by you, not to be given to you by all these people. If these people love you, respect you, and the people that you treasure in your life, okay, these are the people who treasure in your life, they will never say anything about that. They will never say anything like that about you and to you, okay? They, in fact, will applaud you for taking the action, for trying out, because 99% of the people will just be dreaming about it and talking about it and not take a single action. But you did. So don't ever feel like a failure or shameful that you give up, because you did not give up. You tried, okay? And you give it time. You have data to prove, and your gut, your spirit just does not feel right. It's okay. It's okay to say this is not for me, but at least you try. But for those of you, you tried and you failed, and your gut keeps telling you that this is what you're meant to do. This is what you should be doing. And you just don't know how to do it well enough. You don't know what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. You just need to find people in your camp, in your surroundings, to continue to support you, because you know this is what you need, but you are lacking the knowledge, the skill, and the community. And when you get that, you'll be able to flourish in your business, because right now you're shooting blind, okay? But you should not be shooting blind if you have bought my book, when I talk about in the part 1 series, my Unstoppable Entrepreneur book, or if you bought my 24-course bundle, okay? You do have a strategy and a tactic and an overview of what business is all about. So you're prepared, you're going in prepared. But the community it's a live community where you can actually ask questions, where you can actually tell people, oh my God, today I have a crappy day. I got so many no's. I don't know what is going on, you know, or how do I answer a client or lead who is asking me to do this? Or should I actually give a discount? Or should I run a promotion? Or should I increase my fees? You need to talk to somebody, okay? And you know, if you're able to clear out your thoughts, okay, your negative thoughts, or have all your questions answered, then stay on the path and join your community. And I would suggest that you go to the show notes and find out what our life support community is all about. We provide a life support community for those people who are in their journey to build a business. And if you bought our 24-course bundle, even better, because now you can actually ask questions in a live Zoom call, like, oh, exactly how do you execute this? What was your result when you execute this? So now you have a point of reference. You can talk to people, okay? And when you feel crappy, you had a bad day, you can whine, and people will understand, because we all are in the same field, and we have walked the path that you are about to walk, or you are walking on right now. So go to the show notes, check out the life support community. We have at this time, for sure, 3 calls a month, and the 4th one is a bonus. So we talk about life, we talk about challenges, emotional challenge, personal development. We talk about anything that is business related, legalities, marketing, sales, pricing, all that, and we work together. We actually get work done on those calls. That's why it's called a co-working session. So we give you the support that you need to get on this journey. If your gut tells you this is what you're meant to do, you're meant to be a business owner, and you're going to do so well, you just need some help. All right, so go to the show notes, click on the link that says life support community to find out what it's all about, and then join our community. All right, I hope that this 3-part series for Strategic Planning 2025 has given you an idea of what entrepreneurship is all about and how do you prepare for entrepreneurship, and the action plan that you can craft to execute your goal when you want to have a business life, which is financial freedom and time freedom, and you have a plan to execute the plan, and also to prepare you when things don't go as planned. What do you do? A lot of times it's all emotional, but I've give you some action plan to find evidence to support the emotions that you're feeling so that you can get back on track. All right. Thank you so much for watching or listening to this 3-part series. I so appreciate every single one of you. And I am so grateful that I'm able to be able to do this for all of you, despite still on the healing process from the internal bleeding of my liver. I'm not out of the woods yet, but I'm definitely on the path of healing. And every day is a blessing. And I wish every one of you a fantastic, happy holidays and a robust 2025 filled with abundance of joy, peace, health, and wealth. Thank you, everybody. And I'll talk to you very soon.